I'll tell you the Undertaker story. So they asked me to go to Mania, the one in Philadelphia. Not the last one, the one before that. 40, yeah. And they brought me in to just be there for the Hall of Fame and all of that, but it wound up being like a 6-day event. And I didn't really do much, but I was there and I brought the family and we were like backstage and all of that sort of good stuff. And Taker was there. I ran into Taker. And the first thing, as soon as he sees me, he's like, Spike, hey, I was watching a video and I saw me choke slam you out of the ring. I just got to say, I'm sorry. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I couldn't believe I did. I said, you don't remember how that went down, do you? Did I tell the story last time?
I love this story.
You want me to tell it again?
Please.
Okay, so I'm new in the WWE. He's the hardcore champion, and they book Spike versus Undertaker. And, then we always went through the match a little bit because TV time, and this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. So he's like, hey, okay, beat me up. I'll give you this little spot here, and then I'll give you the last ride and choke slam. And I looked at him. I was like, is that it? And I didn't mean it in the sense of like, you need to do more because I'm not going to sell for you. But I was like, that's all you're going to do with me? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, I'm Spike. Like I'm 140 pounds. You can do something with me that you can't do with everybody else because of my size. And he said, well, what do you have in mind? And I didn't really have anything in mind, but I started to think for a second and I was like, well, dude, you're chokeslam. What? Chokeslam me out of the ring. He went, no. I was like, no, I'm serious. I can take it. I understand it's going to the pad, which is over concrete. I said, we can do it. You're an idiot. No, I'm not doing that. I said, Taker, trust me, I can do this. And he was like, well, let's get the crash pad out and try it. So, and this is obviously before the show. And so we had these crash pads where you could play and test out stuff. So he tries, he's spacing it and he's seeing how much he can control me and all of that. And he's still not sold. And Bubba happens to walk down to the ring while we're doing this. And he looked at Bubba and he's like, this kid wants me to choke slam him out of the ring. Like, is he insane? And Bubba looked at him and he goes, if Spike says he can take it, he can take it, and it's okay. Taker was like, okay. And he conceded. Like, I had to wear him down to do that. And we pulled it off. I mean, I'm sure I don't know if you've seen the spot.
Of course, splat. It's a splat on the outside.
Yeah. So, but Taker saw it, and I mean, it was 20 years ago, and he didn't remember that I had to convince him to do it. He was apologizing to me. Like, I'm so sorry. I was such an asshole for making you do that. And I was like, I'm an asshole because I made you do it. But
he didn't remember the spot. That's why.
No, he remembered the spot. He didn't remember that I convinced him. He thought in his head, he was looking back as like, hey, I'm the Undertaker and I'm going to do whatever I want. Yeah. So I'm going to take liberties on little Spike. So he was apologizing for me going, I can't believe like I made you do that.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, no, you didn't I made you do that. Like, so it was a relief off of him. He was like, oh, thank God. I feel so much better now that I wasn't that much of a dick. But it was a cool spot and it was no big deal.